Okay, so today what we will do is we'll try to solve the CCA 175 certification scenarios. Okay, so this is just like a dummy set which I have prepared. Okay, so I had like when before appearing, like I have prepared some 60-70 scenarios. Based on that, like this is like few random questions which I have removed. Okay, let's see how we can solve this step by step. Okay, so the first thing is like this is the first scenario. Okay, whenever you are appearing for certification, always remember to read the question and what they are expecting. That is the first thing. Always understand the task, what they are asking us to derive. Second thing is we need to be pretty sure where we need to write the data. That is the second thing. Okay. Third thing, if you are appearing for certification, there will be no Google provided to you. That it will be a restricted or a limited access, but you will have access to the Spark documentation and Hive documentation. Okay, so you need to be pretty good with all the syntaxes. Third, you will not get an IDE which is PyCharm or Jupyter. You need to write all your code in REPL mode. Okay, so this is where you'll have to write. Okay, these are the few things which you will have to remember if you are planning for certification. Okay, so let's understand the first thing. What they are asking is given data from 1 to 10, perform below activities. Now they have just told we need to take the data from 1 to 10. Okay, now it's our responsibility. Either we can create RDD or data frame. It's your call. Both are valid and both will mark as a positive. Either you solve it RDD or solve it data frame. There are no restrictions. Okay, someone is not on mute, I assume. Back. Okay, so this is what they are asking. So they are asking us, can you find out odd and even records? Okay, and save them in different files. So they are asking us to save the output in different files and restrict the data below to 6. Okay, and save it in another file. Okay, perform this using DSL and Spark SQL and save the result to this location. So there are 2-3 things. I need to find out odd and even records. I need to restrict the data below to 6. I need to use DSL and Spark SQL. Okay, and finally I need to write the data to this. Okay, this is what I'm able to understand. Okay, let's start solving. So I hope like fonts is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
sir.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll try to do. So first I'll try to create a data frame. I'll go with the data frame approach. Okay, so we know the syntax is Spark create data frame. Okay, now this data frame, it expects a two thing. So the first thing is I'm just trying to provide the data which they have asked, that is 1 to 10, right? And the schema, as the data is having like it is of type integer, so I'm just trying to write integer type. It's a method. Now if I try to execute this, sorry, my mistake, let's go to PySpark. Now I'm trying to execute, I'm getting an error. Always understand these small errors. That will help you in a very good grip. Okay, it is telling integer type is not defined, so we need to import that. From where we will import? From pyspark.sql.types we will import integer type. Let's copy this and let's paste this. If you are appearing for certification, so do not write the code on REPL because it will consume your time. That's why I was saying if any changes are there, you can quickly change in the Sublime text editor which you will get, and you can do copy paste quickly. That will not consume your time. Okay, so that is done. Just press up arrow. So your commands are there, right? You can make use. You need to be very smart when you are trying to appear for certification because time is less and time will fly like this. You won't be able to get. Okay, and whenever you are trying to create any data frame, may it be like for practice purpose or certification purpose or in project purpose, always see the data, whether the data is correctly populating or not. Based on that, you can write your logic. So that's how you need to develop your code piece by piece. Okay, I can see my data. So the first thing is done. What they have asked, I need to find out my odd and even records. Okay, so what they have asked us to find out the odd and even records, right? So what simply I will do first, let's say even data frame equals to, what is the data frame which I have Done. So this data frame has all the data, right? So this data frame now has all the data. See, we need to understand the column name also. By default, it gives the column name value. So whenever you are trying to access the data, we need to use this column name. So understanding is very important. Then writing code becomes easy. Main thing is understand the things. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to filter the data. Okay, what I'm again, you might be having a different version of writing the code, and I am having a different version. But at the end, solution should be out. What is they require? Okay, so I'm trying to use mod value by 2, and as it is like even, I'm saying equal to 0. Control C, paste this. Okay, and quickly you can just see your output just to see whether the code is appropriate or not. Yes, the code is appropriate. Okay, after that also I can apply one more filter. Okay, what I can do, simply I can apply the same filter, and what I can do, simply I can write, let's say, column. Which column? The column name is nothing, but if you don't, so if you see the earlier thing, what is the column name? Column name again is the same column name value. What they are asking? They are asking less than 6. So let's copy this and let's see whether this is working or not. So it is telling some error. What it is telling? It is telling call is not defined. So what we need to do? We need to import, right? So let's import that also. So see, when you write over here, you need to be very clear what functions are coming from which packages. So that gives you a very, that's where the certification becomes a little critical. Okay, Control C, Control V, and press up arrow and execute, and maybe like quickly we can just see whether my output is as per the requirement or not. Yeah, I'm getting the output, right? Yes, if I'm getting the output, I just need to change this. Control C, and I just need to say Control V. In place of even, I will just say odd. Okay, and here I just need to replace this to 1, and I'll execute this. Okay, if you want to verify the data, but I'm pretty sure like it will have, because I have tested one. What they have told us, write this data frame output in which directory? df underscore output directory, right? So now I will try to write even data frame dot write. Have they asked us any mode? No. So let's give CSV, right? Do you need to give like, sorry, the format should be CSV. Okay, format CSV. Do you need to overwrite, append, mode you need to provide? As of now, it's just a single write, so I can skip that, right? I cannot do that. I mean, I can just save. Where you need to save, they have given you some location, right? You can just copy that location. Don't type it. Copy that location, and under this, let's say this is what, even data frame. Let's say even data. Let's copy this and quickly execute this. Okay, so it is written. Just do Control C, Control V, and we just need to copy this. We just need to paste this over here, and we just need to, let's say, we just need to say odd. Control C, Control V. Done. You can go to your HDFS. Okay, if you want to validate the data, just select this directory output, clear off the screen HDFS DFS-ls, and you should be able to have the direct success files. And if you want to validate, you can just write part asterisk or whatever like it is having, and just do cat, and you should be able to see the data, right? As simple as that. Nothing was there. Okay, so this is like what they have asked in the first scenario, to write using a DSL. That's what we have done, right? Now we need to write the same code using Spark SQL also. Okay, so let's try to write the same thing in SQL way. Okay, so how we can do? Simply what I will say is df. So the data frame which I have tried to create, I'll just say create or replace temp view, and I will just give some name. Let's say I'm trying to give, let's say, temp. Anything, it's your call. Just test whether that is appropriate or not. It's appropriate, that is fine. Now what you can do is simply start writing the same thing what you have written a little while earlier. Okay, what I can do is, let's say this is even data, even, let's say even df1, I would say, equal, because there is already even, it should not clash. The variables name, the data frame names also you need to remember, it should not clash. Otherwise you are overwriting the data and you are trying to save into a particular directory, and you will, I don't know whether how that system will identify that. So always try to be clear on your definition of your variables or the identifiers. So I'm trying to give df1 over here. Okay, and here what I will do is simply I will just write spark.sql, and we are good in queries. If you are good in queries, see, in no scenario they will try to ask you solve using DSL also and solve using SQL also. It's either of the way. But here just I have, for the first scenario I have given. From next scenario onwards it's your call how you go ahead with it. Okay, so simply what I will write, select, we know what was the column name. Column name was value, right? And I'll just use mod of the same thing. I'll do value by comma 2. Okay, if I think here, so let's say this is my even data. Okay, I'm just trying to give as a alias. What is the table name? The table name is temp. Why? Because this data frame has converted to a temp table, so that's why I'm using a temp table name, right? I hope like this is getting synced in your head. And what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to write a where clause. What I'm trying to write, I'm trying to where clause. Which column? The alias column which I have given. What is the alias column? I have given this, right? Where this is less than, they have not asked the less than equal to 6, but if you want to write, I think like this should be equals to 0. That is what I'm assuming, because that will come over here. Okay, where this is equals to 0. Okay, let's test this because I'm getting a little doubt. So whenever you are having doubt, let's test it, whether the syntax is correct or not. Okay, so if you see, as I was getting some issue, so what it is telling is Hadoop metadata client spark.sql analysis exception.
Sir, you have written mode instead of mod.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much, Bharat. Thank you for quickly identifying that. Let's clear off the screen and okay, so even df1 dot show, quickly test whether we are okay. So I'm getting, so it means like this is just for validation. I've just taken that. Okay, so I'm getting my data, I'm getting my event data. Same way I just need to copy this, and what I need to do, I need to write. So what I can do is simply I can just write one more where clause, like how we have written a little while back earlier, right? So I can just write where clause and I can just take this as is, Control C, Control V, and I will just say the column name will change. Okay, so remember this column name will come. So let's change this column name, and this will be less than 6. Let's copy this. Got it. And if you want to remove this, you can remove it from here. You can remove this. It's your call. After that, if you want to, again, you have already done this. So you can just write simply drop call. Okay. And what is the column name? The column name is nothing but your even underscore data. Okay. So it is like SQL. So we can just write select clause after that. Okay, so let's write the column name is nothing but value and say event data frame dot show. We got it. See, you need to be crystal clear with all your syntaxes. If it is this giving, if this is giving issue, go there. If that is giving issue, go there. That's where you'll have to be very like clear. So here you just need to change now. There is nothing you need to do. So just changes of the code here and there. So odd, okay, and this will just become 1. This will be value. Looks good, right? Control C, clear of the screen, or df1 dot show. Okay, we got the output, right? And we just need to write it. So what I can do quickly, I can copy this and I can paste this over here. So I just need to prefix it, or sorry, suffix it, and the path will change, the directory output would be changed. So SQL underscore output, that's the only change, right? SQL, what they've said, SQL underscore output, right? That's it. So yeah, even data is going in a different directory, what they have asked. And same way, what you can do is quickly you can just do Control C and Control V. So here you just need to give, in place of even, you just need to say odd, and you just need to say odd. That's it. Control C, Control V. You can validate the data later. As of now, that is not my priority. Any questions in this solution?
Chef, I have one question.
Yeah.
As they have asked this in a SQL way, so this where call value less than equal to 6 that you have written, that is a DSL way, right? So we can use the
Yes,
where
yes.
condition
इसके अंदर,
inside.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Here also you
yeah,
can write.
yeah.
It will work because I'm used to my flow, so I'm writing in my flow. That's what I said. The code can be written in multiple ways based on your comfortability and how you are accustomed to. I am accustomed because now I cannot change myself because mostly like I'm used to in the flow, I'll be going with my flow. But yes, to answer your question, Varad, yes, I can write because it's SQL, right? I can write my
Yes,
where
yes,
clause
yes.
here also. No issues, no restrictions.
Yeah, yeah.
So see, how much time took it? Hardly took me 5-10 minutes. Again, like for you, it could have taken 15 minutes. But again, like we invested a lot of time. So see, now what I'll just stop this for some time because okay. So now let's move ahead with the second scenario. Okay. Now the second scenario, what they are asking is you are provided with two files. Okay. Products.txt and supplier.txt at this location. First of all, you need to go to that location. Okay, and you need to see whether that file is available or not. If that is file is not available, that should be available at your home location. So I need to have which file? That is products.txt and suppliers.txt. I do have these two files, right? Simply what I can do is I can just do copy these two files, okay, from the current directory to capital CCA, right? Why it is not coming? So from the current directory, do I need to go for individual? From the current directory, CCS. Bhai. It's like small CCA 175. Is it expecting the? Okay, so let's do. If it is giving like a trouble, let's play. Let's not invest time. Okay, I got this. Let's come back. ls-ltr. Now I got these two files. You need to go to there. You need to have it. If it is not there, you need to push that file from there. If they are asking, I don't want this file on my edge node, I want it in my Hadoop file system, you need to put it. Because they are asking you, the instructions are given like that. You cannot take it leniently or granted. Whatever they are saying, you have to do that. Okay? Done. So the first step is done. Now in the output, what they are asking me? They are asking me, I want to select product, its price. By looking at these column names, I can identify this is coming from my first table, that is first file product. Its supplier name. Now here I can think, okay, is it, I know by name it is coming from supplier, but there can be a possibility supplier name will be available here also. No issues. So what they are asking, I need to find out these three column names in my output. Where product price is less than this, and write the data in which format? In Parquet format to this directory. Okay. Quickly what I can do is I have just removed everything because I wanted to start it again. So I'm just testing whether that directory is available or not. Yes, because now only if you see under this directory, I wrote under data frame output, I have written my even data and odd data. Under my SQL output, I have written again my even data and odd data. So this directory is available. Okay. So I'm just trying to do my ground checks. Okay, done. Now I will try to visualize these files. What these two files will have a joining column. Okay, so quickly you can do just let's say head-33 records simply. Let's do products.txt, and similarly what you can do is we can do simply like suppliers.txt. Here I can have product ID, product name, name is there, okay. So if you see supplier ID is here and supplier ID is here, I can see that I can make a join on these two columns. I got the joining column. I got the file names. Now I'll work on my requirement. Okay. So they are asking me. So let's write solution second. Okay. So first of all, what I have to do is I have to read the files, right? So first file which I will read, either you can read products or you can read order. It's your call. Okay. So let's say I'm trying to read products folder, read anything. It's your call. Either you can say product data frame or anything. However you name your data frame, it's your call. Spark.read.format. What is the format? .txt. Okay. But it's fall under CSV as I told you. Cross check, does it have a header? Yes, it has a header, right? So I can use my option and I can just say key value, that is nothing but key and value. So what is the key? Key is nothing but my header. Okay, and what is the value? The value is true. Okay, and I just need to load that. From which location? That will be at a certain location. Quickly you can do pwd, control C, control V, and whatever the file name they have given, just quickly do. Let's say first products.txt will take. Let's do control C and come over here, clear out the screen. Okay, it is giving the error, path does not exist. So they are telling HDFS localhost. That is okay. So what we can do is file : / again, like if you want to read it from your, it depends like from where you, I'm reading from Edge node, but if you want to read from Hadoop file system, so you will have to push into this file. Into this path. Okay, and I think you know that how to put the file from local file system to HDFS with -put command or copy from local. Okay, I'll not invest time. Whenever you create a data frame, always try to validate whether your data is appropriate or not. Okay, so let's say what is saying? Product data frame dot show, why it is not coming? So let's remove this. Okay, sorry. So there is a typo error. Okay, so it's like PRDDF which I have kept. So always validate the data whether your data frame has been created correctly or not, because that will give you a good clarity. Okay, now here I'm trying to create my supplier data frame. I just need to change my file name. Now it will be just quick copy paste, right? Let's do control C, and again it is telling path does not exist because /home SF suppliers, is it with S? Let's cross verify. Okay, it is with S. Okay, so let's do control C and let's do control, or else I'll just write supply. Okay, the two data frames which you have created, and I can view the data. Now what I need to do is I need to join this. Okay, so let's say join data frame equals to. So what is my first data frame name? Product data frame. Second data frame I want to join. Okay, what is the second data frame? Supplier, right? Supplier data frame. See, when I'm typing it, it is giving me something. Try to make use of that. In Sublime Text Editor also it will prompt you. Try to make use of that. Whenever you give the common names, it will prompt you. So try to make use of auto things and make your work faster. Okay, first table, second table. Now what you need to do? You need to give the joining condition, right? Okay, how will you give the joining condition? Simply what you can say, data frame name dot column name, as we have identified a little back earlier. Okay, so the joining column name was supplier ID between the two, right? Equals to, same thing I can just say over here also, control C, control V. Okay, the type of join, as of now they have not asked, so I'll go for inner, and let's control C, control V. It's done. Join data frame dot show, and we should be able to get the output. Okay, I'm able to join the data. Now what they have asked us is to filter the data, that it should be less than 0.6, right? But if you see, they are asking us only 3 column names, right? And here like you were getting like issue, like I was not able to, means like we were not able to do that, right? Because if you see in the output, I'm getting product ID, here there is a name and here there is a name. So there is an ambiguity issue. Here is a supplier ID and here is a supplier ID. Again, there is an ambiguity issue. Why? Because let's go over here. If I try to do select, okay, and let's say 3 column names which are there, that is nothing but what they are asking, product. Let me just go back. What they are asking, product, its price and its name. So let's say product ID will be, sorry, so let's do double click and let's come to the notepad. They are asking product ID, okay, then they are asking me name. So here this will definitely, you should recognize, okay, how will this get evaluated, because there are two things with the same name. So if I just try to execute this, let's clear off the screen and let's paste this. See, it is telling you ambiguity issue. It is not able to identify that. So how you do the table alliancing in your SQL, similarly you can do here also. Nothing else. But let me try one quick thing. If it works, I can, let's see, select expression and I will just say, let's say, what is the data frame name? So supplier data frame. And now let's try to, let's say I will take this from dot supplier ID. Let's see whether this works. Again, this is giving issue, no issues. So what I'll do, I'll try to change my code. Things are not working, right? So we need to do something extra. So what we'll do, as of now, I'll remove this. Like how you were trying to do, I'll try to do the similar approach, because that is the good approach for now. Okay. What I will try to do, I will try to alias the column, like how you have done. So what I just need to do here, I just need to write alias, and let's say I'm trying to say this is like product. Okay, same alias. What I'm trying to do, let's say this is supplier. Okay, so here when I'm trying to alias, I was just trying to reference that and we were getting issue. Let's see what I am able to get it. Let's execute this. Okay, so this is like we were getting issue, and what we did the changes. So in spite of referencing this, we directly reference the data frame. So this is the data frame name and the, ideally this should not throw an error, but I am still like, so join data frame dot show. Okay, let's see now when we are trying to select it, what it is telling us, because ideally the earlier syntax was also correct, but I don't know, because if you just go, ideally that's what I am able to recall, because when you are trying to do, you can use the alias name also, or else like, oh, it's okay, if it is not moving ahead, let's go ahead whatever it is being working for us and move ahead. Let's not waste time. Okay, so what I have done, I have aliased this data table like this and this. While using the joining condition, I am referencing the original data frame name, right? Correct? So that's what I have done. Okay, now what I will try to do, simply now either I need to do filtering on the 3 columns. Before doing filtering, ideally I should have done filter first, because my data will get less, but again they are not looking for optimization stuff over here, so I'm least concerned. I'm not concerned about like what they are looking. Okay, I'm least concerned. So what I can do is, let's execute this. I think this is working, right? Yeah, this is working. So this is like working for us. Now the second step, what I will try to do is, I will just try to remove some dupe name. I will just say, we have like product name and supplier ID like multiple times. I'll just take the columns which are required for me. So I will just say join data frame and I will just say select. Okay, what are the column names? I am trying to get my column that is nothing but product code. Either you can take product ID, product code. Then they have asked is product name, right? Here, let's say product name, same issue. Now how we will try to resolve that. Okay, so they are asking product name, and then finally they are asking the, okay, supplier name and product ID, product, let's go back, product price I want. So price, where is price? Here. Okay, so let's bring the price also, and let's put in double quotes. Okay, let's control C. I think this syntax is correct. My assumption was, I mean, we cannot reference over here, but when we can reference it, I think we can reference. So that syntax is correct. But here it will throw an error, hopefully. Okay, so it is telling that Okay, I made an error. So join data frame. Okay, let's copy this. Okay, so it is telling that name ambiguity. Okay, to remove this, what you can do is simply now here you can say supplier dot name. Let's control C and control V. So now if you just do remove dot show, and we should be able to get it. Your work is done. Either you can do this approach, and the second approach, like what I asked Vijay to copy paste. Okay, so if because I wanted to do in the second approach, what you can do is someone is not on mute.
Yeah.
So why I asked Vijay to copy the code, because there is another approach also. Okay, what I can write, I can just write select expression. In spite of using this thing, that is select expression, that is that name supplier dot name, and I can give as supplier name also. This should also work. Okay, so this is already working. Let's say remove dupe 1. Okay, and if I just try to show this, both should give me the same result. Either you see, it's like again like playing with the syntaxes and playing with the things. Okay, I have removed my ambiguity issue. Now what I need to do is simply I need to filter the data, right? So I see you can chain your transformations also. I can write filter here also. It's your call how you are creating or how you are writing your code. It's not my way. However you feel comfortable, you can do with all those things. So what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to do a filter. Okay, we are trying to apply a filter on the column. The column name is, I think, price, right? Price should be less than 0.6, what they have asked. So simply I will say that is less than 0.6. Let's copy this, paste this, filter data frame dot show. We are able to get the data. And finally what they have asked us is we need to write the data. So I already have this syntax. I'll just do Control C just to save some time, right? I can do that. Control C, Control V. What is the format they are asking? They are asking me to write the in a Parquet format. Have they asked me to specify? No. They have just given the path where you need to say. So I can give any name of my choice. So let's say this is scenario to output. Control C. Clear of the screen, Control V. Okay, and it is written. If you want to validate, you can go over there and hdfs dfs-ls and just list out the directory snappy parquet. Hopefully, sorry, it has not been compressed, so but still if you see snappy compression is there. And if you want to read the data, so what you can do is hdfs dfs-cat, and if you try to do this, it will give you the data in a encrypted kind of thing. You will not be able to read that. Okay, what you can do is spark.read format, I think spark.read.parquet and whatever the file name was, and you can just show UV
Double quote.
where it is double quote. Okay, thank you.
Before slash user also.
Oh, sorry, I missed it. So it's like let me come to the home and let's say traverse quickly, alt backwards, and let's go double quotes. Let's go to the end, clear of the screen, and hit enter. So I can validate the data also. It's like how you play with your code, how you write the syntaxes, it depends on that. Okay, so for that you need to be crystal clear with all the syntaxes. Let's start. Scenarios will start. Okay, hopefully now this is like simple, but again I have kept a combination of scenarios. Okay, now what they are telling is you are provided with s3.txt at this location. Quickly validate your data. Okay, I was at that directory only. Okay, but if I try to do, I do not have that s3, right? So I'll come back. Okay, so let's say s3.txt, I should have this cps3. Okay, where I'm copying it. So I am copying it. So where I am under datasets, right? I should have done this. Maybe like I was doing it incorrect at that moment of time. That's why I was not able to do. Okay, so I am having my s3 also. If you want to see, quickly do that s3. So you are having this data. Okay, so what they are asking is, okay, the data is available, I need to do this. Now I'll just pause for some time. Okay, so let's say Sagar has done this in his way. Okay, so we'll try to do. So what I will do, I will just take from my path, that is nothing but file colon triple slash home save. Okay, then lfs cca underscore 175, and I should have this file, right? And why this is a Scala code. So let's copy this and let's clear off the screen. Okay, so path does not exist. I think my typo or something should be there. So there is no underscore, so let's remove that. Okay, so let's do df.show. See now how he has written the code. Let's try to analyze his way of approach and my approach. Again, like, it's not mandatory that everyone should follow the same approach. Until unless we are getting the solution, we don't bother about like what is there and what is not there, right? So that is there. Then what he's trying to do, see, he's trying to split on the basis of this, what he's trying to say. If you see, underscore 0, C0 is the column name and this is the data. So what he's trying to do, remember yesterday I told you, Varad has done that one thing purposely. I told you, try to use that approach. Remember Sagar nahi kiya tha, I think, which I'm able to recall. So what he's trying to do, first he's trying to split. Okay, from splitting he's trying to take the 0th index. I hope like you understand this. Let me copy this.
So just import it first.
Okay, sorry, I did not imported all the things. Let's import it so that it is available for us. And let's not take that 0. First we'll see the data frame, how it is looking, so that we will understand like, okay, so then we will see what he is doing. Okay, from this list he's trying to identify 0th as the first and first. So this is how like you need to understand the code. So he's trying to take only the key, okay, and he's dropping underscore C0, which is nothing but this, right? I hope like we are able to understand what we are doing or what he has done, correct? So let's take that now, entire code. Control C, clear of the screen, and let's do df2.show. So now he is getting only key, right? And we know the word count program now, correct? Based on that, what he has done, he has added a literal as 1. See now why we are needing with column, you need to remember. He is adding an extra column. So in earlier case like Vijay, unnecessary he was trying to add with column. So we need to understand like which transformation is required at which place and what is like, as Durga asked, like where I can do this, where I can do that. So again, like that will come by practice, don't worry. And you do keep on doing practice, you keep on doing assignments, you'll come to know why I'm writing this, why I'm writing that. That's why I told wherever I'm giving the assignment, don't do those assignment blindly. Understand the concept and the logic behind that. Once you understand, writing code is very easy. So simply what he's trying to do is just nothing but, remember the word count program where we used to create a tuple. So he's trying to create with a literal, and I think I have shown this literal, right? Remember? Yes, we have seen that, right?
Yes, sir.
So he's just trying to do group by and just trying to do sorting the data, and finally he is able to see the result. Clear of the screen. And we are able to see this is the data what we were expecting, right? Yes, no? And I think I have also followed the same approach. The only thing is the reading of the data I have done in a different way. So he has done through a means like spark.read.option, which is a very simpler way and a very good option. But what I have done is I have used like a schema, like I have used a schema as it had a file. So I created a schema and then I passed that schema to the spark.read. That is the only thing. The rest code what I have written is the same. And here he has dropped underscore C0, but I have picked key and value. That's all I have done. So there is pretty much the same code similarity after this. Do you want to see the my approach, or is it fine
Yes, sir.
if we were?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, so let's see my approach. Again, there is not much change. It's like almost same. Okay, so what I have done, as I was telling, I'm trying to create a file. Okay, data frame dot read dot name. Okay, now, so let's copy his only quickly. Control C, Control V. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to do spark dot read dot. I have not done this. I think spark dot read dot for. Again, you can do like this also. Okay, spark dot read dot csv directly you can write. Again, like it's way of writing the syntaxes. And then I did a 2df and I gave the column name as name. Let's see. Control C, clear out the screen, and df dot show. Okay, he was getting underscore c0 and I am getting a name column. See, there is no change. Approximately 90 to 95% this there will be the same code. Only the way of writing is different, and the rest I think I have written the same thing. But here what he has done is where he has used a other approach. So let me write my entire approach. Okay, even I am trying to split on the basis of the same thing what he has done. So let me write that. So I'm trying to split the data frame. As you have seen the data, you know like now how to split it. Okay, so I'm trying to split the data. So what I'm trying to do, so the earlier data frame name I'm trying to use, I'm trying to do a select. Okay, I'm trying to split. What is the column name? The column name is nothing but name. Okay, I'm trying to split, and I will just come out here, and the splitting is hyphen, nothing else. Control C, Control V, and split data frame dot show. Same thing what he has done, but I am trying to do in another approach. Almost, as I told, 95% we have followed the same approach. Okay, TK. So he also has split it. He was getting underscore 0 and he was taking the 0th index, that is the first row. But what I am trying to do from this, he has taken with a Python approach. Okay, and here I am trying to take another approach. Okay, that is nothing but get item. If you remember yesterday we have seen the get item wala.
Yes, sir.
Remember? Right? So I am trying to use that approach. I am trying to use get item. Okay, as same like him, I want to get the 0th index. Okay, and I am trying to alias it. Alias, and he has also done the same thing, right? So I'm just trying to alias it as key. Let's see whether this code is working fine or not. Clear of the screen. Let's do split data frame. Yeah, same thing what he done, but extra thing what I did is, okay, as he has just taken key, I took the value also. Get name 1. Again, it's your call. So it's just like I've just taken this also. Control C, comma, and paste this. So here I'm just replacing this 1 and I'm giving that as nothing but value. Control C, clear of the screen, show. Way of writing code, nothing else. Key value. After that, and I think he also has the same approach, and I also has the same approach. Nothing, it's the same thing which he has also written, and I will be also writing the same thing. That is nothing but group count data frame equals to. So my data frame will be now split data frame. The only changes which I need to do is this. I am trying to do a group by on a key, that is correct. So count is also the value, that is also, he is trying to sort the data. There is no change in the syntax. I think show, maybe like I can just take it a little later. Controls, because I have that key and I have that column, right? So I can just do group.count.show both. Okay, so value. So I am trying to do group by on key. Okay, so do I need to give that aggregate of count? He has given some, so I need to give that count because I am trying to do on the count of value. and I think it will give me an error. From PySpark dot SQL dot functions import count. Let's clear off the screen and let's do group data frame dot show. Okay. He has done through a sum approach, and I have done through a count approach. That is again like individual approach, but again the result are same, right? Final result are same. So the same result he has done in his own way, and I have done in my own way. Any questions? Yes, no.
Sir, while reading this file also we can specify the delimiter as equal to, right?
Yeah, you can do that also. You can do that also, no issues. So it will have 2 columns, and then again you can apply the whatever thing you have to apply. See, 95% his code and my code is almost similar. The only thing is like just here I have used count, he has used sum, but again we are trying to do the aggregation, nothing else, right? Same thing we are trying to do, just here and there, because every person has his own thinking way and his way of writing.